This is the experiment worksheet that you're going to use for today's lesson. So we're looking at how temperature affects the rate of reaction. So this should be the one that you've got in your class notebook. Now I'm going to do the experiment several times over, and I hope to get something that's in each of these different temperature ranges so I can see the effect of the different temperatures, and I should get enough data to be able to plot on a graph. Okay. Now what I've got here is some thiosulfate in this measuring cylinder, and I've got some acid in this measuring cylinder. And when I mix the two of them together, that's when the reaction will start. But I want to check what the starting temperature is of my thiosulfate. So I'm going to put it into the conical flask. Okay, and check its temperature. Okay, and the temperature is exactly 20 degrees. Okay, so that means I've got some data to be able to write in this space of my data table. Now the idea is that I'm going to stand this on top of the cross. Okay, I add the acid to it. When I add the acid, I want to start the timer straight away. Now the two chemicals will react and they'll make a kind of yellowish coloured precipitate, cloudy precipitate. And at some point it will get so dense, so thick, that I won't be able to see the cross when I look through the top of the reaction mixture. So that's when I'm going to stop the timer. Okay, so let's mix the two together. Give it a little swirl to make sure it mixes properly, and start. Now I'm expecting it will take about a minute. It's starting to get a little bit cloudy now. I think we're almost there. I'm going to stop it now. So that's 1 minute 22 seconds. So that's the next piece of data that I need to write in my table. Okay, so I've finished the experiment, and this is the data that I got, the results that I got from the experiment. So you can see all the different temperatures that I tested and the time that it took for each of those reactions. Now, this was the one I did first of all that was being filmed, and you saw that it took 1 minute and 22 seconds, but you can see where I've recorded the data here, I've converted it to seconds, so all of my data is recorded in the table in seconds. Now, what I want you to do is in the final column here, you're going to need to convert this to a rate. Now, to find the rate, you have to do 1 divided by the time of the reaction. So for this piece, this result here, you're going to do 1 divided by 134. For the next one, for this result, you're going to do 1 divided by 82, and so on. So you fill in the rest of that column on the table. Then you're going to plot two graphs. One of them will be temperature against the time, so the temperature here against the time that's in this column. And the last one, the second graph that you're going to do, you're going to have temperature along the bottom this time and rate up the side. So it will be that column and that column that you're plotting. Okay, so always the temperature on the bottom and then the other column that's plotted up the side. Now you might have graph paper at home, or you might need to use some sort of app on your iPads, but try to get a graph of both those sets of results.